Your palms sweat. Your heart races like a captive bird against its cage. You stand at the edge of a crowded room, watching others laugh and connect with such effortless grace. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to magnetize attention without saying a word? What if I told you that the very signals your body sends when anxious could be transformed into powerful tools of connection? The ancient masters knew. Our bodies speak louder than our voices ever could. And when you learn to conduct this symphony of silent communication, social anxiety dissolves like morning mist. Thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery. Your presence here signals your readiness to transform. The eyes are the gateway to the soul, but fear makes us guard the gates. Eye contact terrifies the anxious mind. We dart our gaze away, convinced that prolonged looking reveals our vulnerability. But here's the truth. Eyes that wander signal distrust and discomfort. Eyes that connect create bonds stronger than words. The triangle method offers you a map through this terrain of connection. Imagine tracing an invisible triangle. Left eye, right eye, mouth. This gentle dance of attention feels natural, never invasive. Try it now with your reflection. Notice how your breathing deepens, how your shoulders relax. In crowded rooms, this becomes your anchor. When anxiety whispers, look away, you follow the triangle instead. The person before you feels seen, valued, and in seeing them, you forget to see yourself through the lens of judgment. Social anxiety thrives on self-focus, but when your eyes follow this ancient pattern, your mind shifts outward. You're no longer performing, you're connecting. The triangle becomes your meditation in motion. Practice it with cashiers, with strangers in elevators, with friends who've known you for years. Each successful connection builds a bridge over the chasm of fear. Your eyes learn to rest, to linger, to invite. What once felt like exposure becomes exploration. You discover that vulnerability shared through honest gaze creates intimacy, not judgment. The masters knew, where attention goes, energy flows. When you master the triangle method, you direct energy outward, creating a current of connection that dissolves the walls anxiety builds. Your eyes become instruments of curiosity rather than shields of protection. Watch how conversations deepen when you hold someone's gaze for just a breath longer than comfortable. Notice how trust blooms in that extra second of seeing and being seen. Consider this. What if every moment of eye contact is an opportunity to practice presence? The anxious mind lives in future fears or past failures, but eyes locked with another human being exist only in the now. There's no room for worry when you're tracing the sacred geometry of connection. The triangle method isn't just a technique, it's a gateway to mindfulness in social spaces. A smile costs nothing, but creates everything. Your smile holds medicine within its curve. Not the forced grimace of politeness, but the authentic expression of joy that begins in your eyes and ripples outward. Social anxiety tightens our faces into masks of neutrality, afraid that showing emotion makes us vulnerable. But here's the paradox. The more we contract, the more isolated we become. A genuine smile acts as both beacon and bridge. It signals safety to others while releasing endorphins that calm your own nervous system. Strategic smiling transforms social dynamics. Greet each person with a brief, warm smile. Not constant, not plastic, but purposeful. Watch how their defenses soften. During conversation transitions, when anxiety typically spikes, let a small smile play at your lips. This simple act shifts your internal state from threat to opportunity. Your body cannot maintain high anxiety while genuinely smiling. It's physiologically impossible. The muscles involved in authentic smiling send signals to your brain. We're safe here. Practice the art of the micro-smile. In moments of social tension, allow the corners of your mouth to lift just slightly. This invisible shift creates a cascade of calming chemicals. Others perceive you as approachable, confident, at ease. Even when butterflies dance in your stomach, the smile becomes your secret weapon against the stories anxiety tells. When your mind screams they don't like you, your smile whispers, let's find out. Remember, a smile shared is anxiety halved. Each authentic smile you offer creates a moment of connection that breaks the isolation anxiety feeds upon. You're not performing happiness, you're cultivating it. And in that cultivation, social fears find no soil to grow. The body speaks what the mind thinks. Your posture tells a story before you utter a single word. Social anxiety writes this story in the language of contraction. Crossed arms, hunched shoulders, the body trying to disappear into itself. But what if you could rewrite this narrative with the simple act of opening? An open posture, arms uncrossed, chest expanded, shoulders back, sends signals both inward and outward. To others it says, I'm approachable, confident, ready to connect. To your own nervous system, it declares I'm safe enough to be seen. The paradox of open posture. It feels vulnerable when you're anxious, yet it's precisely this openness that dissolves anxiety's grip. Try it now. Uncross your arms, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest as if a golden thread pulls you skyward. Feel how your breathing deepens. That's your body recognizing safety and expansion. In social situations, this becomes your foundation. When anxiety whispers protect yourself, you choose openness instead. Open posture creates an energetic invitation. Others unconsciously read your body's language and respond accordingly. Closed posture repels. Open posture attracts. You become a magnet for positive interactions simply by refusing to armor yourself against imagined threats. The very act of opening physically opens possibilities socially. Conversations flow more easily. Connections form more naturally. Your body's wisdom overrides your mind's fears. Consider how a flower opens to the sun, vulnerable yet powerful in its opening. Your open posture mirrors this natural law. That which opens, receives. That which closes, deflects. In choosing openness, despite anxiety's protests, you align with life's fundamental principle of expansion over contraction. We are mirrors reflecting each other's light. The ancient art of mirroring taps into our deepest need for connection and understanding. When someone leans forward, you lean forward. When they gesture with their hands, your hands find similar rhythms. This isn't mimicry, it's synchrony. Social. Anxiety often disconnects us from this natural dance of rapport. We're too busy monitoring ourselves to tune into others, but mirroring offers a pathway back to connection. Begin subtly. Match their speaking pace. Echo their energy level. If they're calm and measured, let your movements slow to meet theirs. If they're animated, allow some of that animation into your own expression. This unconscious matching creates a sense of similarity, of being understood. And here's the magic. When you're focused on mirroring, you're not focused on your anxiety. The mind cannot simultaneously observe another's patterns and obsess over its own fears. Mirroring builds bridges at the neurological level. Our mirror. Neurons fire when we observe and match another's behavior, creating genuine empathy and connection. This isn't manipulation, it's communion. You're saying with your body what words cannot. I see you. I understand you. We're alike. For someone struggling with social anxiety, this practice offers a structure for interaction that feels safe and purposeful. The beauty of mirroring. It transforms you from self-focused to other-focused. Instead of wondering, what should I do with my hands? You're noticing what they do with theirs. Instead of worrying about your next words, you're matching their rhythm of speech. This shift in attention is anxiety's antidote. You cannot be simultaneously anxious about yourself and curious about another. Practice mirroring in low-stakes situations first. With the barista at your coffee shop, with a colleague in the hallway. Notice how quickly rapport builds when your bodies speak the same language. This skill becomes your compass in social situations, always pointing you toward connection rather than isolation. Distance dissolves in the space between hearts. The subtle art of leaning in speaks volumes about interest and engagement. Social anxiety often manifests as physical withdrawal. We unconsciously lean back, creating distance as protection. But this distance becomes a prison. When you intentionally lean forward during conversation, you collapse the space where anxiety lives. This simple shift of weight transforms dynamics both internal and external. Leaning in says, "I'm interested," without words. It draws you into the present moment, into the actual conversation, rather than the feared outcome. Your body's forward momentum contradicts anxiety's backward pull. Try it in your next interaction. As someone speaks, let your torso angle slightly toward them. Feel how this physical investment in the moment quiets mental chatter. You're no longer observing the interaction from a safe distance. You're participating fully. The power of the lean lies in its effect on both parties. When you lean in, others unconsciously perceive greater warmth and interest. They open up more, share more freely. The conversation deepens. And as it deepens, your anxiety has less room to operate. You're too engaged in the actual moment to worry about potential judgments. The lean becomes a physical commitment to presence over fear. Notice how leaning in affects your breathing. It naturally deepens, sending calming signals throughout your system. Your focus sharpens on the person before you rather than the crowd around you. This singular attention is anxiety's opposite. Where anxiety scatters your energy in 1,000 directions of worry, leaning in concentrates it into one purposeful beam of connection. Stillness speaks louder than agitation. Your hands tell the story of your internal state. Anxiety speaks through fidgeting, through fingers that drum and twist and seek constant motion. But what if those restless hands could be transformed into instruments of confidence? Controlled gestures replace chaotic movements. Instead of fidgeting, you choose deliberate expression. Each movement becomes intentional, purposeful, powerful. Begin by noticing your anxiety's physical signatures. Do you tap your foot, crack your knuckles, play with your hair? These unconscious movements broadcast nervousness to everyone around you. But awareness brings choice. When you catch yourself fidgeting, pause, take a breath. Then make a conscious gesture instead. Open your palm as you make a point. Draw a small circle in the air to illustrate an idea. These controlled movements channel nervous energy into confident expression. The secret of controlled gestures, they give your body something to do with its excess energy while maintaining an appearance of calm. Your hands become tools of communication rather than outlets for anxiety. Practice speaking with your hands in measured ways, not wild gesticulation, but thoughtful accompaniment to your words. This physical engagement prevents the energy from turning inward into worry. Consider how a conductor guides an orchestra. Every movement deliberate, every gesture meaningful. You become the conductor of your own physical presence. When anxiety tries to scatter your energy into nervous habits, you gather it into purposeful expression. Your hands learn a new language, one that speaks confidence even when you don't feel it yet. Agreement builds bridges. Acknowledgement creates paths. The simple act of nodding holds profound power over social dynamics and internal states. Social anxiety often freezes us into stillness, afraid that any movement might draw unwanted attention. But active nodding offers a middle path, movement that connects rather than isolates. Each nod says, "I hear you," without requiring you to speak. This physical acknowledgement keeps conversations flowing while giving you space to breathe. Master the art of the slow nod. Quick, jerky movements betray nervousness, but a measured, thoughtful nod communicates deep listening. Combine it with small vocal affirmations. I see. Interesting. These minimal responses maintain connection without the pressure of forming complete thoughts while anxious. You're participating fully while preserving your energy for when you're ready to speak. Active nodding shifts the conversation's weight. Instead of feeling pressure to constantly contribute verbally, you contribute through physical engagement. This takes the spotlight off your anxiety and places it on your attentiveness. Others feel heard, validated, understood, and in making them feel seen, you forget to monitor how you're being seen. The focus shifts from self to other, from fear to curiosity. Notice how nodding affects your own state. The rhythmic movement has a soothing quality, like a meditation in motion. It grounds you in the present conversation rather than future worries. Your body's gentle movement prevents the rigid tension anxiety creates. You're neither frozen nor frantic, but fluidly engaged. This middle path offers safety for the anxious mind while maintaining social connection. Now, dear traveler, the mirror turns toward you. Which of these signals challenges you most? Is it the vulnerability of sustained eye contact, the openness of uncrossed arms, the trust required in leaning close? Your resistance points to your growth edge. Consider, what story does your body currently tell in social situations? How might that story change if you mastered even one of these signals? What would it feel like to enter a room knowing your body speaks confidence even when your mind whispers doubt? The path forward isn't about perfection, it's about practice. Choose one signal that resonates, perhaps the triangle method for eye contact or the power of strategic smiling. Practice it in safe spaces first, with family, with pets, with your reflection. Notice how your internal state shifts as your external signals change. Watch how others respond differently when your body speaks a new language. Social anxiety tells you that you're separate, different, unable to connect. But your body knows better. It remembers the ancient dance of human connection, the silent signals that bind us together. Each time you practice these techniques, you reclaim a piece of your social birthright, the ability to connect without words, to attract through presence, to belong through being. The journey from anxiety to attraction isn't about becoming someone else. It's about removing the barriers to who you already are. These nonverbal signals aren't masks to wear, but truths to embody. They align your external expression with your internal desire for connection. Take these tools into your world. Practice them with compassion for yourself. Remember, every master was once a disaster. Every confident person once trembled. Your anxiety isn't your enemy. It's your teacher, showing you where growth awaits. Share this journey with others who might need these keys to connection. Subscribe to continue exploring the intersection of ancient wisdom and modern challenge. Comment below with your own experiences. Which signal will you practice first? See you next time. Keep your eyes open, your mind curious, and your spirit evolving.